Dear fellow interpreters, in this video, I will explain how you can use our video-based interpreting platform cAPPisco to offer simultaneous interpreting online during a client's meeting on Google Meet. First of all, I am happy to welcome you to the latest version of the platform in which now your client's meeting is already integrated in advance, so that with one single interpreter link you have everything you need, both your virtual interpreting environment, your booth, and direct access to your client's meeting. Before I give you a virtual tour of the platform, I would like to emphasize 4 basic principles that must be followed if you want to ensure that you, as an interpreter, have the best possible experience on the platform, and of course, that your listeners receive the best possible sound quality from you. As you know, everything depends on your remote studio or home office configuration. So first of all, make sure you are using a recent, powerful laptop or computer. Secondly, cAPPisco is a cloud-based solution, so make sure you have a perfect internet connection. Preferably use a recent Ethernet cable to connect to the internet. If you do not have one, make sure you have high-performance Wi-Fi. Thirdly, connect your headset and microphone to your computer before opening the interpreter link. We recommend that interpreters use a professional USB headset with a built-in microphone. A professional table microphone is also an option if you are used to that. And last but not least, use Google Chrome as your browser to open your interpreter link and work on cAPPisco. Now, I will take you on a tour of the cAPPisco interpreting platform. Using a number of screenshots, I will show you how to access it and then show its features, so that you can start working with it with confidence. Place the cAPPisco interpreter link that you receive from cAPPisco or the organizer in the Google Chrome bar and open it. The program will open and you will see this screen. Enter your name here. Next, select your interpreting booth and select the relay languages that are useful to you. For example, if the agreed relay language is French, be sure to select FR as one of your relay channels to ensure that you can also listen to the French relay channel in your booth. Then, click on Next. Especially when you start working with cAPPisco for the very first time, you will be asked to grant access to your devices. Click on Grant Access and then on Continue. So don't forget to select all your devices here and authorize them to use cAPPisco. On this screen, you do indeed need to explicitly select and authorize your microphone, camera, and speaker. Once you've done that, click Continue. Please note that you will not be taken directly to your booth, but to the lounge first. Here you will be able to see, listen, and speak to all your colleagues on the team in a private environment reserved for interpreters without disturbing the meeting participants who are on Google Meet, not on cAPPisco. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see an overview of all the booths that have been configured for your meeting, as well as a chat zone where you can share messages with everyone present in the lounge. What you will always see, both here in the lounge and later in the booth, is your own image, in the center at the bottom. On your video, you will see an internal controls button that allows you to turn off your camera or sound if you wish. You can drag this personal video box to another place on the screen so you can put it where it is more comfortable for you. At the bottom of your video box, you will also find a floor volume control. As soon as the client's meeting starts, you can use this to control the volume of the incoming sound from the meeting. For example, you can set it to 0% if you want to talk to a colleague or technician in the lounge while the client's meeting is in progress. Here at the top right of your screen, to the left of the Go to My Booth button, you will see a More button. When you click on it, you will see that you have several options. The last 2 options in particular might be of interest to you because they allow you to choose whether to display or not the overview of all the booths and the chat zone. Later in your booth, you will have these exact same options, and you will see it really comes in handy there, but I will explain that in a moment. Okay, that's it for the lounge. Now it's time to head to your booth. You can do this simply by clicking on the Go to My Booth button in the top right-hand corner of your screen. So this means that with one single click of the mouse, you'll be taken directly to your own booth. You can immediately see that you are in the booth by 2 things. What catches the eye most is the large green frame. In that frame, you will get access to the client's meeting as soon as you click on the green Open or Reopen Floor Meeting button there. So once you are in the booth, you can click on that Open or Reopen Floor Meeting button to access the video and audio of the client's meeting. What you also see on this screen, below the big green frame, is your interpreting console with your outgoing A and B channels and your big microphone button, which turns red as soon as you switch it on. And to the right of that, you will see the relay languages. The floor is always activated by default there, But just like on a regular console, a plus sign will appear on the relay channel as soon as someone in another booth is active on that channel. So for example, if you need the French relay, you should click on FR there. And once you no longer need the French relay, click back on floor to immediately hear the original at 100% again. To the right of the green frame of the floor meeting, above your private chat zone with your colleague, you'll get to see your colleague's video. You can't see that now because there is no colleague with me right now, but during a real assignment, you'll see your boothmate there. Remember, you can open and close the chat zone with the More button, as I explained earlier. And, just like in a real booth, you will hear and be able to listen to your colleague when they are working. This means that you listen to both the meeting and your colleague. Of course, you can also choose to listen only to the floor. In that case, you can mute your colleague's audio by clicking on the amplifier icon at the bottom right of the video. You cannot see that now because there is no colleague, but I promise the icon will become visible as soon as the colleague's video appears on screen. Okay, let me show you now what happens when you click on the big green Open Floor Meeting button in the middle of the green frame. Remember, that is the button we need to use to join the client's meeting. In this case, they're meeting on Google Meet. That will take you to the Google Meet environment. Look, here, you find yourself in a Google Meet environment indeed. You'll also notice at the top of your computer screen that a second tab has opened in your browser. So alongside your cAPPisco tab, you'll also see the Google Meet tab you're currently in. On this screen, you can click on Continue without camera and microphone below the blue button, because as an interpreter, you only want to be able to hear and see the meeting. After all, we are not real participants in their meeting. So here you simply indicate that you won't be using your camera or microphone, and just enter the name you want to appear under and be recognized by your client. As usual, you wait for the client or the organizer of the client's meeting to let you in. As soon as the client has let you into their Google Meet meeting, you, as an interpreter, switch back to your cAPPisco environment by clicking on the cAPPisco tab at the top of your computer screen to the left of your Google Meet tab. You will then see this screen where you can simply click on Integrate Floor Meeting. You will then see this pop-up window. Here you select Google Meet to share the meeting with cAPPisco. This is so that the client's meeting is integrated into your cAPPisco interpreting interface, allowing you to do everything from within cAPPisco and eliminating the need to do anything else in Google Meet. And there you go. As you see, you're back in your familiar interpreting environment cAPPisco, where you can see your console, as well as your colleague and all the features you need. And now you also see and hear your client's Google Meet meeting, so you can get started. Now, just to give you an idea, look, here the microphone on the interpreting console is red, so it's switched on. This means the interpreter is now live and can therefore be heard via the client's listening app. And let me quickly also show you on this screen how the system actually works. At the top left of your computer screen, you'll see two tabs active in the browser at all times, cAPPisco on the one hand and Google Meet on the other, meaning the interpreter works on cAPPisco all the time, but in the background, or alongside it if you want, the Google Meet meeting is still running. So don't worry about having two tabs open because these two tabs absolutely must be open. You, the interpreter, interpret on cAPPisco, but the Google Meet meeting is also running in the background, just so you're aware. Okay, I think I've told you just about everything you need to know to work on cAPPisco during a multilingual meeting on Google Meet, so you should be ready to go. Thank you so much for flying cAPPisco, and I really hope you enjoy interpreting on it.